Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Matasya Shishyam Shri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam cha Hastamalakam cha Shishyam Tam Todakam Martika Karamanyan Asmadgurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidparam Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham Ko nama bandha Ko savanatma paramakatma Tayor vivekah katame taducharam Asmin grante aduna Atma Kaha iti prashnasya uttaram dadadi Shankara Acharya dadadi. In that context, he had already started to explain that asti kaschit swayam nityam aham pratyayalambanaha avastatre sakshi san panchakosha vilakshanah yo vijanati sakalam jagra swapna sushuptishu buddhi tadvritti sadbhavam abhavam ahamityayam yap pashyati swayam sarvam yam na pashyati kinchana yaschetayadi buddhyadi nat tadyam chetayati ayam yena vishwamidam vyaptam yam na vyapnoti kinchana abharupamidam sarvam yam bhantam anupati ayam yasya sannidhi matrena dehendriya manodiyah vishayeshu swakyeshu vartante prerita iva ahankaradi dehantaha vishayascha sukadayah vedyante gadapatyena nityabodha swarupinah. Having explained this much, also Eshantaratma Purusha Purana Nirantara Kantas Sukhanubhutihi Sardaikarupa Pradibodamatraha Yeni Shida Vakasavascharanti. After this, these are all Atma Kaha. Kaun hai Atma? इसका मतलब अभी तक दिया. Further also, it is said, where is it placed? Where is it operating from? Antaratma iti katidam. Antaha kaha. Kutra. Where is it? Antar means what? So here in the verse number 132. Atraiva sattvatmanidhi guhayam. Avyākrita-kāṣa uṣat-prakāṣah ākāṣa uccai-ravivat-prakāṣite prakāṣate svatejasa vishvamidam prakāṣayan. Atraiva sattvatmanidhi guhayam avyākrita-kāṣa uṣat-prakāṣah ākāṣa uccai-ravivat-prakāṣate svatejasa vishvamidam prakāṣayan. Ushat prakāṣah, Uru Prakasha, in which? Okay, so that is, he explains both, we'll see that. Atra eva, asmin sharire eva, swatma, sattva atmani, in the sattva atmani manasi, di guhayam, in the cave of the intellect, Avyakrita Akashe Ushat Prakasha. In that Avyakrita Akasha, Avyakrita undivided, in the undivided space, like that of the Ushat Prakasha or Uru Prakasha, intensely it is shining. Like what? Akasha Uchai, in the space, at the peak, at the middle, Ravivat, like the sun, Prakashate. Swatejasa, by its own brilliance, idam vishwam prakashayan. The entire world is being illuminated by that. So, where is it? Kutra hasti atma iti itastata na brahmet. Brahmanam kuryad. Don't get deluded looking here and there. Atra eva. Atra eva sadhaka sharire eva. Sadhakasya sharire eva. In the body of this very person who's looking for it. Eva sattvam atma yasyaha diguhayaha sa sattvatma. Sattva pradana yadihi sa eva guha. Guha means a cave. A cave is where, anything hidden cannot be that easily seen. So the word comes from guh in Sanskrit. Guh. Guh means what? Samvarne. This is the meaning of the word guh. Samvarne means iti dhatuna vijnanamaya koshatvena atmanam sambrunoti iti tasyadi guhaya. It is within the cave of the intellect being covered by the buddhi. Vijnanamaya koshatvena atmanam sambrunoti. It is being covered as though by the thoughts. And therefore, the purification of the mind, whenever we talk about chitta shuddhi, this avarana must slowly disappear. That is why it is, chitta shuddhi is not purification, it is the Atman which is as though hidden must be slowly revealed by uncovering the presumptuous thoughts, unwanted notions, hasty decisions, impure thinking, negativity in attitude, vasanakrita perceptions. So many things are covering it. our past experiences and desires and tendencies, likes and dislikes, and all of them as though it is covering. So it is as though hidden. Guhayam, the Guhayam. Yeah. Atmanam sambrunoti iti tasyam. That is why Bhagavan says, Ajnane avritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. Jantavaha muhyanti tena karanena. Kim karanat jivaha muhyanti? Kim karanat jivaha muhyanti? Ajnana karanat. Just now I told you. Ajnanena avritam jnanam. Jnanam katam ajnanena avritam bhavati. Jnanam tu viruddhameva ajnanasya. Katam jnanam viruddha dharmatvat ajnanasya viruddha dharmatvat. Katam jnanam katam ajnanam jnanam ajnanena jnanam avritam bhavati. How knowledge can be covered by ignorance? It is like saying light is covered by darkness. Is it possible? Darkness can be covering the light. Then ajnanena avritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantava.
Absence of jnana.
No, I understand. But knowledge is covered by ignorance. How is that possible? Jnanam is light and ajnanam is darkness. Darkness cannot cover the light.
The darkness is not covering the light. The darkness is covering the jiva's ability to see the knowledge.
Good. Jivasya, the perception of the individual is covered by the ajnana. It is says, ganachanna margam ganachanna drishtihi. Argam na pashyati, not the sun is not seen. Why? Ganachanna margam iti pashyati. One thinks that it is the clouds are covering the sun. But it is not. Ganachannam chakshu. Eyes are covered by the cloud. Ganachannamarkam ganachanya drishtihi. Drishti, the seeing is covered. Similarly, jnana in its original swarupa cannot be covered by ajnana. Ajnana in the name, the form of the mind which is covered by all the clouded thinking. Therefore, it says, upadhanatvena anusyutaha yaha avyakrita akashaha maya tasmin avyakrita akashe. Undivided space, upadhanatvena anusyutaha. By the all other adjuncts, it is being associated with that as though avyakrita akashaha maya. Maya is to be considered here as avyakrita akashaha. Tasmin avyakrita akashe uru prakashaha. Uruhu adikaha. So yes, you are asking that uru prakashaha. Uru prakasha is what is the version given there, right? Ushat. Ushat means the sun's brilliance is called Ushat. Ushat Kala, it's said. Usha, the word Usha is the brilliance of the sun. And here, the another version is Uru. Uru means Adhikam. Adhika Prakashaha. So Adhika Prakashaha Jnana Rupadaya Sarva Vibhasa Katvat. Being the eliminator of everything. Taddeva Jyotisham Jyotihi iti Shrutehe. Shruti, it is said that one sun is Jyotisham Jyotihi. Atman is the brilliance of all things that are brilliant. Akashaha Paramatma Swatejasa Suryadi Sakala Jyotihi Avavasakaha Jnana Swarupa Prakashena. All that which are illuminating the world is also illuminated by the Atman only. Yena Suryastapati Tejasa Iddaha. His thesis alone is illuminating the entire, all that is seen to be. That's why Bhagavan said, Aham in Gita chapter 15. What is that? Aham Vishwanu, that only comes first. Na tad bhasayate suryah na shashanko na pavakah yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam. So, na tad bhasayate suryah. Suryah na bhasayate. Sun cannot go anywhere near there. Why? Because the one which is giving shine to the sun cannot be illuminated by the sun. Its brilliance is so powerful, when sun goes there, sun will disappear. It is in a bright sunlight or in a bright daylight, you take a flashlight and go. What does a flashlight can do? Can do nothing. It's useless. Try to see where the sun is with this flashlight. So Bhagavan has said, I myself has become Aditya. I become the sun. Is it not? In that very Gita itself, he said, what is that? What is that? Huh? Which verse? And you are asking me. No. Tapami Aham Varsham. That's different. That is the 9th chapter. Yadadityagatam tejah jagadbhasayate akilam yachandramasi yachagno tattejo viddhi mamakam. Because in that which is shining as sun, which is shining as moon, which is shining as fire. So, Akashaha Paratma, Paramatma. So, here it is said, Prakashayan, Sporayan, Ravivat, Suryavat. A brilliance there is given like that of the sun. Uchaihi Prakashade, Sarvotkarshena Prakashate, Bhasate. It is such a brilliance it is shining there. Uchaihi Ravivat iti va anvayaha Akasha Madhyavarti Surya Iva Ityartaha. The one which is brilliantly shining in the sun, as like the sun which is middle of the space. Etena Purva Shloke Eshontaratma Purushaha Ityatra Kaditaha Puri Sharire Shete Ityartaha. Antaratma is what? Purushaha. What is Purushaha? The one who is residing in this Puri. That's why when you go to Puri Jagannath, you should say, Ye Puri hai. This is the Puri. And in that Puri, not Puri, Puri, this very body, which is a city, who is the Natha, who is the Lord here? Jagannath. Bhagavan is the Jagannath. So, Sharire Sheda Ityartaha Atra iti Shula Sharire. So there are 3 words given here. Atra, in the first line, Atra, Sattvatmani, Diguhayam, Avyakrita Akashe. There are these many things are given. Atra means Stula Sharira. Then Diguhayam iti Sukshma Sharira. And Avyakrita Akasha iti Karana Sharira. So undivided space, meaning endless, beginningless, endless, vast space. That is our Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha is that which is having no depth. Not that means you cannot understand its depth. That's the reason why when we sleep and get up, where were you? I don't know. In the Avyakrita Akash, unmanifested or undivided space. So Avyakrita Akashe, Avyakrita iti Karana Sharire, Prakashate iti Katanat Vivrataha. That is how it is explained. So all the 3 are given. Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and Karana Sharira. Sakala dik avastita vastu bhasakatvam gagana tala madhyavarti ravehe prasiddham. The nature of the sun, which is able to give its light in all directions. In the same way, remaining in Diguhayam, it illumines even the Karana Sharira. Because when the sun is there, it's not only one direction it gives light. No, it gives in all directions. So, Diguhayam stitaha Paramatma, Akash, Avyakrita Akasha, Ananda Kosho Api, Koshasya Api, Prakashaka. It is the giving the illumination of the Anandamaya Kosha also, because without which we do not know that Aham Suptaha iti. Sarvantara Atma Sakala Vastu Avabhasakaha iti Bhavaha. It is the illuminator of all things. So, further, the nature of Atman is explained. Jnata manoham kriti vikriyanam Dehendriya prana kritak prana Dehendriya prana kritak kriyanam Ayognivatta nanuvartamano Nacheshtadeno vikaroti kinchana Jnata manoham kriti vikriyanam Dehendriya prana krita vikriyanam Vyayognivatta nanuvartamano Nacheshtadeno vikaroti kinchana. Jnata, knower. Jnatru shabda, jnata. The knower. Knower of what? Mana ahankriti vikriyana. Of the mind and also ahankara. All the activities of them are known. Deha indriya prana krita kriyana. All the activities of deha, body, indriya, senses, prana, vital or airs. And best example is, so he is doing it. The act of knowing, jnata. See, if you, let us say there is a paper, tissue paper is here. If you keep in front of me, when I look at it, when I look at it by the eyes are doing an action. A function of the eye is to see. Knowing is not an activity. It is awareness. You must think correctly. जानना कोई क्रिया नहीं है. It's not an activity. Knowing is not an activity, while seeing is an activity. Hearing is an activity. Smelling is an activity, because there is an activity of the senses engaging there. Why I say activity? Because even sometimes when I am keeping this paper in front of me, unless I pay attention, this is not known. So the activity of the senses are there for it to engage in a function called seeing. But when seeing takes place, knowing is not another activity. Because consciousness, which is behind the senses and the mind, is always aware. It's not a function of the Atman to know. That's why it is always put in K capital. Knowledge. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Taittiriya Upanishad says. Satyam jnanam anantam. Existence, awareness, and infinity are the nature of Brahman, not a function. not an activity. Can you say, I'm existing? Is it an activity? Being is not an activity. Doing is an activity. Being is not an activity. Similarly, knowing is not an activity. But when it comes to in the form of a vritti, I know this and I don't like it. It immediately changes to the point, I know, and immediately followed by the branding of it. I like it, I don't like it, I want it, I don't want it, I hate it, I love it. All happens in their buddhi. That's why in Atma Bodha we saw that Atmana Satchidamshascha Buddhehe Vritti Idi Dvayam. Buddhehe Vritti Atmanaha Satchidamshaka Idi Dvayam. Avivekena, because we do not clearly see, and the buddhi appears to have taken the quality of chit quality of the consciousness of the Paramatman and associated with the vritti, and then the vritti happens which says Janami. Janami takes place in buddhi. I know. The I know comes from where? Knowing comes from consciousness. I know comes from ahankara. That's why the example is given. Ayaha agni vat. So ayaha agni vat. Like if there is fire, okay, and you put a iron rod or a ball, and then when you take this out, the iron rod or a ball will look like fire. And that's what they use in the lathe, etc. Fire, you cannot directly use it because it is not something which you can take it. Let me take some fire. You cannot. It has to be associated with something that alone acts like a fire. Right? You take a wood, and then put it in the fire, then the wood catches the fire. With that fire only you can do when you're striking a match, You are taking the wooden stick, small stick, bamboo stick, whatever, and you take it to the fire or rub it against the surface, and then the what do you call that, powder that is there catches the fire, and that fire is what you use it for lighting the lamp or whatever. But fire, you cannot hold it by hand. So you use in the lathe, they use an iron rod and put it in the fire for a short period of time. When it starts getting heated up to a level that you want, use that in place of fire. Now, when the fire gets transferred into that iron ball or the iron rod, the fire is not doing an activity. It is what it is. It is the iron rod which goes to it, picks up the fire quality and takes it as its own. So therefore the iron rod said, Aham Agni. You are not Agni. Agni what? Agni jaise. So Ayaha Agnivat. Like the iron has got the quality of Agni. Agnivat ananu vartamanaha. Therefore, ananu vartamanaha. It never engages in any activity. Na chestate. It doesn't do any of those actions. Na vikaroti. Not undergoes any change. While that rod which is put in the fire and then you take it out and use it in place of fire, after some time what happens? Cold. Kya hua? Proximity of the fire is no more. In the same way, the buddhi owns up the consciousness, and this owning up of the consciousness is called ahankar. This is the birth point of ahankar. अहंकार का वो जन्म होता है, उसकी जिसको जन्म होता है उसका मृत्यु भी ध्रुवम. जन्म कहां से? अहंकार का जन्म. अहंकारस्य जननम किम भवति, कुत्र भवति, कस्मात् भवति, केन भवति. अहंकारस्य जननम यस्य आत्मनः सन्निधौ, not कारणात्. See, ayasgata agnehe janma katam bhavati. Ayasgata agnehe janma katam. Agni sannidhau. Where does the birth, where is the birth of the fire found in the iron rod take place? In the proximity of Agni. So you cannot say Agni did an action of giving birth to that fire in the rod. It doesn't do that. Sannidhi matrena. It is what it is. So buddhi is the most proximate point of consciousness, or buddhi goes to the proximity or remaining in the proximity of the consciousness and acquires a quality of consciousness. The work is done by the buddhi. Reflection of consciousness takes place. And this reflected consciousness owns up itself as me. We are ahankar. That's a birthplace of ego.
Then shouldn't ahankara buddhi samipe?
Huh?
Ahankara is proximity of buddhi rather than
Not ahankara is not proximity. Ahankara is very much embedded in the buddhi, because it is the notion of I am so and so that takes place in the buddhi is what is called ahankara, not it is the proximity. It's not another entity.
It's not, but until you go and put the fireball, and the fireball is, that's the knowing part. So until that knowing comes over, ahankara doesn't know anything. So that knowing has to.
Ahankara doesn't even exist.
It doesn't even exist. Doesn't even exist. The moment the buddhi becomes the fire, right? That is the chidabhasa. Then ahankara.
That is a birth of ahankara.
That's a birth. So it is the proximity with the buddhi rather than ahankara.
Not, there is no proximity. Buddhi itself is ahankara. There's no proximity there. See, the iron rod has become the fire.
Correct. Correct.
It's not there is something called fire independent of the, of course the current fire is there, but there is no existence of the iron fire before it goes there.
It's not there, yes.
So the birth of that iron fire, so-called, that's called ayasagni. That was not there before. So only in the proximity it appears. And then when it moves away, it acts like a fire. And it believes, I am. Ahankarasya vigneyaha tadatmena hi jayate. Tadatmena hi jayate. By the association alone it is born. Tadatmena means tadatma iti manyate tasmat.
I have this question in the previous class also. I'm still not able to convince myself. I still think this process is necessary. The ahankara has to know, even like the learning shastra and all that. So I have ahankara has to say, yes, I know this, I understand this. So it is a necessary process, even
What is necessary process?
For a sadhaka.
Yes.
That the ahankara has to make the claim that I have understood this.
So
it is not something that we should avoid.
Not see, ahankara definitely is the one which is self-cancelling itself. It has to self-cancel, it cannot hold it.
No.
It is like I gave the example which Ramana Maharshi gives, that The police officer himself is a thief. He does all the stealing. When the people go and complain to him that there is a thief in this village and you have to catch him, he will say, I will catch him. How will he catch him? He himself is the one. He has to admit himself, I am the one. And he will get beaten up. He will not say that. And he will go into a room. I have caught him and put him inside the room. Okay, I am going to beat him. So he goes into the room, closes himself, and shouts. And everybody thinks he's beating him up. Okay? And then he comes out. I have thrashed him, really thrashed him. The villagers don't know that there's nobody like that. So how long he can play a fool? How long he can play the fool? And until they come to realize there are no two people here.
Yes, only someone else. But in this particular case, taking the same example, eventually the police inspector himself will feel bad. No, this is not right or something. And finally say, okay, I am the thief.
You're right. He has to admit.
He has to admit.
That means what? It has to lose its policeness.
So eventually it will happen. If you're doing
No, it won't happen unless it decides to do so.
Okay.
That is what is called sadhana. Swayam nashyati.
Yes.
So swanashtaha. Ahankarasya swanashtaha sambhavati. That is what is called the self-destruction of that ahankar.
And that's the thin line for me, at least for me, is you have to employ that and eventually understand that when the right knowledge strikes it, it will self-destruct.
Self-destruction, and today morning also, today in the Dakshinamurti Stotram, see, here, there in the Ullasa, he says, Na sambhavati swayam. Jivasya prabodhaha na swayam sambhavati. Ullasa clearly, very clearly says, Ishvara anugrahat acharya upadeshena yoga abhyasa cha. 3 points he puts there. Upadesha of the acharya upadeshena, meaning that what does the teacher's teaching is what Mahavakya upadesha. Yoga abhyasena, meaning nididhyasana. He has to do the self-reflection and abidance. More than that, it is a Ishvara anugrahat. Upasaka sitte swayam Ishvaraha swatmanam prakati karoti. That's why it is said in the Upanishad, Yame vesha vrunate, one who chooses it for, without leaving everything aside, one who chooses only that, tena labhyaha. So one should not overlook this point. The ahankara will not destroy itself or reveal, self-destroy itself unless it surrenders to God. That is very, because it cannot, because it has been so strong for so many lives together. How can it one day decide to give up? On what basis? On what? It knows it's a suicide. So, yeah, go ahead. So the point is that the submission to the Lord, that yes, I have to finally give up my authority here. And that is the upasaka chitte swayam avirbhavati. That is what in that first verse in the Dakshinamurti Sutram, he says, Prabodha samaye swatmaname vadvayam tasmai Sri Guru Murtaye namayitam. That's what he was explaining there.
So using that example from Ramana Maharshi, yeah, you said the thieves, the villagers eventually will catch the thieves. The analog here is Ishvara Krupa. Ishvara Krupa is and Guru Kripa is the one that will eventually remove the.
Yeah, the Ahankara, obviously it has to submit itself. However much Kripa and then Acharya, proximity is also there, everything is there. But why the Ishvara Upasana is given there, emphasis is because in the Upasana only he will submit. See, that's what I was explaining in today, saying that how much ever you study, that Prahvi Bhava means Namaskara. That Vinayena Prahvi Bhavena Eva Sambhavati. That submission has to take place. And otherwise, I know will continue. That police officer, I know who the fellow is. He knows, obviously he knows. Anyway, we'll come back to here. So, Jnata, that's what I was explaining. Jnata, Manohankriti Vikriyanam, Manascha Hankridischa Manohankriti, Tayoho Vikriyaha, Tasam Jnata, Kama Sankalpadinam, Mano Vikriyanam. So the mind's activity like Sankalpa, etc. Garva Darpadinam, Ahankara Vikaranam. The Ahankarasya Vikaras are like that. Garva, pride and arrogance, etc. Antaranam Jnata, he knows all of them. Tata, Bahyanam, of the external thing also. Deha Indriya Prana Krita Kriyanam. Dehascha Indriyani Api, Indriyani Cha, Pranascha Dehendriya Pranaha, Tai Krita Kriyaha. All the activities of the senses and this vital air. Deha Shabdena Karmendriyanam Vivakshitatvat. By Deha, the organs of action is explained. Vachanadinam, Sakshuradi, Jnanendriya, Vyaparanam, Darshana, Shravanadinam, Prana Vyaparasya, Uchvasa, Nishvasasya, Deshascha, Uchvasa Dehescha, Jnata Ityartha. So all the thing that happens, whether it is in the mind or the intellect and the body and the Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, as well as the Prana, all of them, Sakala Antara Bhakya Vikara Sakshina Tasya Nirvikaratvam Aha. Even though it is watching all of that, yet it does not undergo any change. And that is to be explained, Ayognivat. That's why the example is given as iron ball and the fire. Agnihi iva agnivat. Yata agnihi dirgam va vartulam va. Whether it's a long or a round, va ayaha, this iron, anuvartamanaha, when it is given to the proximity, tada vyahriyade engages, na vastudaha, not really. Dirga vartuladadi bhag, being associated as though with them, eva tan manohankriti dehendriya pranan anuvartamana vyapitvena swachhatvena cha. By not only engaging in pervading all of them completely, sarvatra pradibhimbamanaha api, even though reflected in all levels. In the body, it acts like physical activity. In the mind, etc., in the thoughts. In the prana, as a prana kriya. Breathing in, breathing out, etc. And in all the senses also. Shrota shrotram, manaso manaha, vacho vacham, pranasya pranaha, chakshusha chakshuhu. So as though he is engaging in them, but not. And pradibhimbamanaha api tat vyaparatvena vyavrihemanaha api, even though it appears to be engaging in all of them, vastutaha, in reality, no chestate. It does not engage in any one of them. Swayam na vikriyate. It does not change. No vikaroti kinchit kutrabi vikarya vikriya na upadayati cha. Not only he doesn't do, not only he doesn't prompt anyone to do it. So it is not Paramatman which is prompting you to see. No. But without the Atman, you cannot see also. Isn't it? Karta nahi, karvata bhi nahi. Karvata correct. Karvata means? So correct, no? My Hindi is right. Karta bhi nahi, karvata bhi nahi. Not even does, but not prompts anybody to do, causes anybody to do. Suryasya iva, like the Surya, sun, sanidhyamatrat, by his very proximity, jada pravritti hetutvam atmanaha natu kinchit vyaparavataha iti bhavaha. In the presence of the sun alone, people get up, all the animals and birds and everything get up and start doing their activity. It is not sun is prompting them to do. Oh, sun has come, let us get up. Right? Oh, sun made you get up? No. Sun doesn't do anything, just present. So in the same way, tamevartam sahetukam vishadayati na jayate. That alone is further explained that it doesn't undergo any change. Why? Na jayate no mriyate na vardate na kshiyate no vikaroti nityah viliyamanopi vapusyamushmin manepi viliyamanepi vapusyamushmin naliyate kumbha ivambaram swayam najayate no mriyate na vartate nakshiyate no vikaroti viliyamanepi vapusyamushmin naliyate kumbha ivambaram swayam najayate na mriyate. It is not born, it is not subject to death. Na vardate, not grows, it doesn't grow, it doesn't change. Na kshiyate, not it will start decaying. Na vikarodi, not undergoing change. Nityaha, always. Vabushyamishmin, amishmin vabushi, in this very body, upon the body, viliyamane, sati saptami. Vabushi ashmin viliyamane, even in the event of body becoming dissolved or destroyed, api naliyate, it doesn't disappear. Wow, like what? Kumbha ivambaram swayam. The part is here only. Like the part when destroyed, space is not destroyed. Right? So, but when your part is there, you can say there is space inside. When part is destroyed, what happened to the space? Where is it gone? Not going anywhere. Yata gate niyeta na akashaha. Gataha niyeta, when gata is moved, akasha doesn't move. In the same way, when bot is destroyed, space is not destroyed. In the same way. Jayate asti viparinamate vardate apakshiyate nashyati iti janana sthiti viparinam vruddhi apakshaya vinashaha shariradehe drishtaha. In the body we see the birth, jayate asti, it exists. Viparinamate changes, vardate grows, apakshiyate declines or dissolves, decays, nashyati destroyed, janana sthiti viparinama in the form of janana sthiti, the physically existing but undergoes vriddhi apakshaya vinasha, old age and decay and destruction, shariradehe drishtaha. The body, etc., is seen. Shadvikaraha. The 6 changes. Ayam Paramatma Nityaha Utpatti Vinasha Adi Shunyaha Ataha Na Jayate Na Utpatyate Na Ukriyate Mriyate, doesn't die, Na Vinashyati Ataha Adyante Vikara Shunyatvat Adi Anta. beginning and end is not there, so middle is also not there. Not there means what? In the Dakshinamurti Tatra Ulas is Ajanma Nidram Aswapnam. That's how he puts it there. Ajanma Nidram Aswapnam. जन्म जिसका नहीं है उसकी ये मतलब नहीं है, वो नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं. Ajanma means unborn. Like what? Horns on my head. है नहीं, अजन्म है वो. So when you say ajanma does not mean not there. It is there but no birth. It has no birth because it is not born out of any cause and it has no beginning. So here also na jayate ajanma. So nityatvena. So here which is said आद्यंत विकार शून्यत्वात् न वर्तते न वृद्धि रूप विकारवान भवति, नो चेंजेस. एवं न क्षीयते अपक्षय रूप विक्रियावान न भवति. उत्पत्तेः अभावात् तद अनंतर कालिक स्थितिरपि न च अस्ति, नैव अस्ति. So you cannot say because it is not born that it doesn't exist. No. Exist, it is not that like objects exist in this way, it is existing without any beginning. So nityatvena niravayavatvat, because being eternal there is no part, viparinamah nasti. Swayam vikriyavataha eva anyatra vikara hedutvat sarvavida vikara shunyah. So anything that changes causes change around also. So anything that changes brings about a change closely associated with it. Right? Like our mind changes, so also the physical body accordingly would change. Our food habits change and the body also changes. Weather changes, our body changes. Right? So anything that changes brings about change around it. But since it does not have any change of its own, it cannot cross any change any outside. It is often seen, in a household, when one person is too active, others are made to be active. Right? So you are supposed to be part of it, otherwise you will be overpowered by that person. So when a person is doing an action around him or her, the action takes place by others also. So this being Akriya Atma, therefore it is not in any external, any activity of its own, not changes of its own. Therefore, it doesn't bring about any kind of, or it doesn't influence any change around. If you are Chinmaya, others also will Chinmaya. If you are quiet, around you there will be quietude. Right? Because if you are agitated, then people around will also get agitated by that. But some people say, my husband Swamiji, how much ever I am active, he is not. He is like a Parabrahma Swarupam. So, Swayam Vikriyavataha eva anyatra vikara hedutvat sarvavida vikara shunyaha yo na vikaroti iti purva shlokartaha sahedukataya katitaha atra iti mantavyam. What is said in the previously, that na cheshtate, no, it is said na cheshtate, na vikriyate. That is what is here also said. It is said na kshiyate, na vikaroti. It doesn't undergo, it doesn't change, therefore it doesn't cause any change. So, anyatra vikriyam na utpadayati. Amushmin vapushi sharire, in this very body, viliyamane api, as it disappears, nashyatyapi, kumbe nashyati ambaramiva. So like that of the destruction of the part does not make any change in the space. Akasham iva swayam na liyate. Like the space, no change takes place, it doesn't disappear. Swadaha parato va vikaraha nasti iti bhavaha. In itself, there is no change. It doesn't cause any change around it. Samyak jnanartham vijnanatma paramatmanoho swarupam ekikritya prakriti iti. So next one is Samyak jnanartham vijnanamaya vijnanatma paramatmanoho swarupam. The nature of the reality is brought in again to clearly point out what is this Atman. Because the Guru has very clearly said before, Kaschit Asti. It is there. Because he cannot demonstrate it as it is so and so. He has explained Panchakosha, he has explained the Sthula Sharir, everything. What is Atman? That you have to believe me. It is there. I cannot show it because it is not part of any of the Panchakoshas. It is not part of anything. So you have to, because it is not part of anything, I have to impart to you. Prakriti Vikriti Binna Shuddha Bodha Swabhavaha Sadasadidamashesham Vasayan Nirvisheshaha. Vilasadi Paramatma Jagradadishvavastha Swahamahamidi Sakshat Sakshi Rupena Buddhe Prakriti Vikriti Binnaha Shuddha Bodha Swabhavaha Sada Sada Mimashesham Vasayan Nirvishesha Vilasadi Paramatma Jagradadishvavastha Swamahamahami Sakshat Sakshi Rupena Buddhe. Different from Prakriti and Vikriti. Shuddha Bodha Swabhava, of the nature of pure awareness. Sad Asat Idam Ashesham Vasayan. It illuminates both Sat and Asat. Existence in the form of effect. Asat, non-existent in the form of cause. It should not be understood as both Sat and Asat. Here to be understood as cause and effect. Ashesham Vasayan Nirvishesha. Doesn't change off by itself. Vilasati Paramatma shines this self. Jagradadishu Avastha Su. That Su is going to there. Jagradadi Avastha Su Aham. Otherwise, what is Swaham? Swaham nahi hai. Jagradadi Avastha Su Ahamahamiti. Sahamahamiti Sakshat Sakshi Rupena Buddhi. Similar to Maharama, she said, Ahamahamiti Sakshat Atma Rupena Bhati. Sakshi Rupena Buddhehe Sakshi Rupena. Buddhehe Sakshi Rupaha Aham. Buddhi ka Sakshi jo hai, Buddhi ka Drishta jo hai. That's what he said, Drishta Divritaya Sakshi. What is it verse? Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik Tadrishyam Draktumanasam Drishya Divritaya Sakshi Drigeva Natu Drishyate. Divritaya Sakshi Nadrishyate. जो साक्षी है बुद्धि का, उसका देख नहीं सकते. Because to see, you need something else to see it, right? जो बुद्धि को देखता है, उसको क्यों देखता है? Because buddhi is the finest point. The finest point is the buddhi. That itself is known. और उसको देखता है. कौन देखता है? जो देखता है उसको नहीं देख सकता है. The witness to the buddhi cannot be witnessed. So that is the reason why sakshi rupena, buddhi sakshi rupena. Then in what way then I know its presence? Aham. I. Nowadays, therefore, iPhone, iPad, iPod, everything is this. They have slowly coming to the point, understanding the pure self-consciousness. Just joking. So I is everywhere. iPod, iMac. I have. There is one. This is I have. There is a product called I have. I have. So
icon is the biggest.
Icon.
We get icon.
Greatest con, huh?
Yeah.
It's called icon.
That's the biggest ego, being an icon.
Yeah, everybody needs icon.
There's actually somebody who has that name.
What?
Icon, right? Carl Icon.
ICON, icon.
Somebody's name?
ICHAN, right?
No, icon is ICON.
I see why he was talking about.
Yeah, but there's a person called Icon, right? Then he's a
Oh,
financial.
Carl Icon.
Carl
Yeah,
Icon.
yeah, very rich man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is Prakriti Avidya? Prakriti Avidya Vikritayaha Akashadayaha. So Avidya is the Prakriti and Vikriti is the variation from that. What is that? Space, etc. That's called Vikritayaha. Tad binnaha, different. Karya Karana Vyatiriktaha ityartha. Different from cause and effect. Shuddha bodha swabhavaha shuddhaha nirvishayaha yabodha jnanam tadeva swabhavaha. Nirvishayaha bodhaha, which is not devoid of all objectivity and objects. So yabodha jnanam. So shuddha bodha means jnana swabhavaha. So the nature of pure knowledge. Swarupam yasya saha kevala drik rupa. The nature of pure witness, drik rupa. Idam pratyakshadi prameyam sat teja adi murtaha asat. Prakshaktadi prameyam, what is known or measurable, sat teja adi murtam asat. So the sat and asat to be understood as what is pratyaksha is known as sat, apratyaksha is known as like teja, that the brilliance, asat, amurtam, akasha vayu adikam, ashesham samastam vasayan prakashayan. We see space. Do you? Amurtam. है ही नहीं, है कि नहीं, है, देखा नहीं, मालूम है. So even though you know it is, but it is not like fire, it is not like earth or water. वायु आपको देखा है, आपने देखा है नहीं. असत है क्या? नहीं. Means सत्य है क्या? नहीं. So असत है. So when you literally take the word asat means what? Non-existence. ये असत नहीं है, अदृश्य है. So दो दृश्य है, जो अदृश्य है, दोनों को ये प्रकाशक है. What one who illumines, that way sarva amurtam akasha vayu adikam, space, air, etc. Amurtam ashesham samastam vasayan prakashayan nirvishesha nirdharmakaha. Of its own quality is not there. Paramatma Jagadadishu Jagat Jagra Swapna Sushupta Ashita Avastasu Buddhehe Sakshirupena. The one who is witnessing the three avasthas, Sushuptao api Bijatmana Buddhehe Sattva. Even at the time of sleep, the one who knows the sleep is the subtlemost part of the buddhi. At that time also, the awareness is still fully awake to know, to make sure the buddhi knows in the very bija matra, when this very seed form, it records the absence of everything. Aham aham iti sakshat pratyaktaya vilasati prakashate. So these are all various ways of pointing out kaha atma, what is the self. We'll see more of it in the next class. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti.